Good day, students, and now we will proceed to Quarter 3, Module Number 2 for Grade 10. So it's all about using a variety of informative, persuasive, and argumentative writing techniques. And we will identify the differences between the three. So those are essays, informative, persuasive, and argumentative. So later we will expound the differences between the three. And we will start on page number 1. So we have to know the objectives, identify argumentative, informative, and persuasive essays. Distinguish the features of argumentative, informative, and persuasive essays. Identify pronoun and compose an essay about a specific topic. So later we will try to achieve all of those by your cooperation and by your participation. So what I know, the first part to answer, we will now have the letter E. So choose the appropriate word that best completes the statement about the different features of an essay. So even though sometimes you didn't or you do not know what's the answer, but you have to make it based on what you know, because later we will identify if what you think is correct. And if it's not correct, we will make you learn something. So you will just choose among the choices inside the parentheses, the bold words. So you will just choose among those based on being described, being asked in each number. An argumentative essay presents, is it description, arguments, significance on both sides of an issue. So same procedure in 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 6 to 9, identify what is being described by the following statements. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. So it's type of essay that presents argument, type of essay used to educate, type of essay that speak about academic writings. It's a piece of writing that gives the author's own argument. So you will just choose if it is argumentative, persuasive, or informative. So can you say about me? So I will give you a particular word or words. Then you will give your own idea when you hear those words. So the first one, thesis or introduction. What comes into your mind when we say thesis or introduction or thesis statement? Then supporting body paragraphs. So what comes into your mind? Then conclusion. We know that we had discussed it when we tackled the first module or the previous modules that we have in the previous quarter. And I hope that you will answer this part. So what's in the previous lesson, you have learned a lot in composing an argumentative essay. This time, you have to know the different techniques in writing informative, persuasive, and argumentative essay. Writer must have clear purpose of writing. To learn about one's purpose in writing, these are the 7 simple steps to a successful essay according to Kathy Livington's Guide to Writing a Basic Essay. So the first one, pick a topic, prepare an outline or diagram of ideas, write your thesis statement, write the introduction, write the body, write the conclusion, add finishing touches. So when you say pick a topic, it can be the source of your title, outline, what will be the main ideas in each paragraph. Thesis statement, it is your first sentence that will be the glimpse of all or for your whole text. Then introduction, thesis statement is part of the introduction. So introduction is the first paragraph. Body, it can be the supporting details about what you have said in your thesis statement. And to sum it up, you will have your conclusion. And for add finishing touches, if you want to add in each paragraph, if you want to correct, then you will make it as your finishing touches. So give 5 topics that can be used for an argumentative essay. So your own side. When you say argumentative essay, you are proving that your side is true, that your side is believable, that worthy to believe in. So you will have 5 based on your experiences in COVID-19 about vaccination or else. It is depending on your interest. And for what's new, we have 3 essays here. The first one, or the essay, is Argumentative Essay, Grading, by Renzi Yavuz. So you will read that, and you should think why it becomes an argumentative essay. And for essay B, Informative, it is entitled as Most Typical Cybercrimes. So after or during reading this, you will also think why it is under informative essay. Then the last essay will be the persuasive essay. Write your persuasive essay in under 30 minutes. So you will also identify why is it under persuasive essay. Because remember, an essay analysis means you will need to present some type of argument or claim about what you are analyzing. So after reading those 3 types of essay, those 3 essays, which are argumentative, informative, and persuasive, you will have the essay analysis. So the text A, text B, text C, you will copy this table on your answer sheet or answer paper. Then you will answer what is the author's reason for writing. If it is in argument, what is the reason? If it is in informative, if it's in persuasive, then what are the words, what are the which is the introduction, which is the body, and what does each paragraph contain? Is it about only opinion or blah 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 about something? Then what does the conclusion contain? So you will not give it directly. So for example, in the body, you can only say, or you can only write the number of the paragraph, not the paragraph itself. You will not write the entire paragraph, not the entire body, because it's quite long. So you will just identify what number of paragraph is under the body of the essay. So to discuss about the differences between the two, we should also first know what an essay is. So it's an organized collection of one's idea about literary texts, which are nicely written and presented. In writing an essay, you need to convey your ideas with supported evidence, so as to persuade your audience or readers to come over your side of the argument. So when we say essay, it is organized, it is clear, there should be oneness, there should be unity of your thoughts, and it should be clear. Once the readers read your text, it should be clear the aim, the focus, and the content itself. So we will identify the differences between the 3. So the informative, these are the facts, meaning facts. No need to include opinion, no need to include fake news, because it's informative. Your primary function or aim is to inform other people. So why do you need to have fake news? Why do you need to include ideas which are not really correct if you will inform other people? So do not be the source of fake news. So when we say informative, it is pure facts. Informative communication is the facts, insight, knowledge, and ideas relayed. There is no attempt to sway others to your opinion of view, and in fact, you do not even give your own view. An example, the facts about creating a sustainable earth and how to eat and live as a vegan. So we can also consider as an example of informative the COVID-19 updates like that we do not need to invent, but we should give what is the real situation, what is the real information, and no less, no more. You will just give what is fact. Then persuasive, why I am right. So when we say persuasive, from the word itself, persuade, meaning you are convincing other people. So it is to convince others to support your own view of of the situation, also to confirm the audience beliefs or to change their beliefs or to get them some actions. You say what you are standing for. Why cruelty-free cosmetics are better than allowing animal testing in labs. So when we say persuasive, you are giving your opinion. So what's the difference between informative and persuasive? Informative, pure factual information, but persuasive, you are adding your own point of view. You are adding opinion or opinionated statements. And you are trying your readers to believe in what you are writing, in what you are mentioning. And when we say argumentative, why you are wrong. So, in persuasive, you will tell that your belief is right. But when you say argumentative, why you are wrong. So, it's attempt, or you are giving an attempt to clearly and concisely present arguments against whatever the topic of conversation is. You say what you are standing against. So people who eat meat are murderers and must be arrested. So persuasive and argumentative, they are not pure facts. They are not pure factual information. So the main difference between informative against or from persuasive and argumentative: informative, only facts, no need to include opinion. But persuasive and argumentative, they are combined with opinionated statements. So when you say persuasive, you are telling that you are right. But when you say argumentative, you are against for some arguments. For example, you are not against with a particular subject, about this project, about this implementation, about a particular situation. Then you will say why is it wrong. Then you will also give facts, but it's more on opinionated statements, because you will give facts for you to make your text believable, but you will prove that a particular subject or a particular situation is wrong. Then you will tell why is it wrong. But when you say persuasive, it's also opinionated but combined with facts to make it more believable. But you will say that you are right. That you are right. You will not say that they are wrong, but you will say why you are right. Again, when we say informative, pure information; opinionated, persuasive, argumentative. But persuasive, you are not against with other people, but you will just focus on yourself that you are right. But when you say argumentative, you are giving your own opinion. You are saying also that you are also saying that you are right, and at the same time, you are saying that others or a particular situation or a particular subject is not right. You are opposing to them. So I hope it is clear. But we should know how to use the proper, or we should know the use of pronouns properly. So we have demonstrative, interrogative, indefinite, and relative pronouns. So they are, because instead of saying Filipinos, 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 or a particular name of people, a particular name of group, we can have the alternative terms like the pronoun. But we should know how to use it effectively and correctly. So when we say demonstrative pronouns, when we say demonstrative, meaning you are referring to a thing. For example, that, this, this. So when we say this with I, this one, singular. For example, this ball pen, this bag, this bottle, this paper. But when we say this, it is plural with E. These bags, these ball pens, these sheets of paper. So these are the main difference between the two. So do not be confused. So when we say those, also it's many, but it is, you are not holding it. It is far from you. So you are pointing to a particular object or people which are far from you. So that is a good idea. These are hilarious cartoons. So when we say demonstrative pronoun, you are pertaining to a particular thing or person. Maybe you are holding, or it is placed far from you, or you are pointing a particular subject. But when we say interrogative pronouns, these are what, which, who, whom, or compound words such as ending in ever, whatever, whichever, whoever, and whomever. And these pronouns are used to have interrogative sentences or question. What on earth is that? Who ate the last piece of cake? Who are you? When will the meeting be done? Until what time? So you will use interrogative pronouns. It's very easy. If you know that it's in interrogative statement, then it's interrogative pronoun. But when we say indefinite pronoun, from the word itself, indefinite, meaning it's not particular, like all, any, both, each, everyone, few, many, neither, none, nothing, several, some, somebody, meaning you are not pertaining to a specific thing, specific person, but you will generalize, or somehow you will group them and you will not mention the name. So something smells good. Instead of saying, for example, it is awkward to say that the food is not really good. It is not somehow irritating to your nose. So you will not directly say that the food is the source of that odor. So you may use something smells good, like that. Or many like salsa on their chips. So it is not direct, it is not specific, but you have to, in order for you to have a subject such as something, so you will use indefinite pronouns for you not to mention. If it's awkward, or if it is very complex, it's very wide, it's too many to mention, you will use indefinite pronouns. So relative pronouns, you are from the word relate or related. So after mentioning a particular thing, and you will relate you will relate specific idea, then you will use relative pronouns such as that, which, who, and whom. For example, you should bring the book that you love most. So what is being referred, or what is the thing being described here you love most? Is it you or the book? It is book because of the word that. So the relative pronouns help us to identify which is being described of the succeeding idea, like this, you love the most. Because of that, we know that it is the book being loved the most by the subject or by someone. Hector is photographer who does great work. So who is pertaining to the photographer, and that photographer is Hector. So meaning they are related. So this idea is related to the photographer, which is Hector. So when you say relative pronouns, rather, you are relating a particular idea which is mentioned also in the text for us to have a clear understanding of the content and the message. So again, when we say demonstrative, you are pointing out, you are describing, you are pointing. For example, an object is far away from you, or you are holding it, then you will demonstrate that this is, those are, these bags, this apple, like that. Interrogative for question, indefinite if it's too many to mention, and if it's awkward to directly say it, you will use indefinite. Then relative, associating, to have a clear understanding, you will use relative pronouns to know what is being described or how the words inside the sentence are connected. For example, what is being loved? The book, because of the word that. who does the great work. Because of the word who is doing the great work? Is it a photographer or else? Meaning, the message itself is within the sentence, and we will make it clearer by the relative pronouns. Now, we will proceed to the independent activity number 1. So we have 5 words inside this shape. Then, in 1 or 2 sentences, tell something about your chosen words. Responses should be written on a separate answer sheet. So, pick out 5 words. For example, opinion, convince, evidence, fact, entertainment. Then you will use those 5 words to create or compose 1 or 2 sentences. So you will relate all of those words into sentence or sentences. Assessment number 1, am I right? Put a check if the statement shows argumentative text and X if it's not. So when you say argumentative, you are proving that you are right and others are wrong. So you will put a check mark if it is argumentative, then X if it is not. Then fact or opinion, you will just simply write fact if it is fact. Then opinion if it is not a pure fact. So fact, again, pure, factual. Opinion, it is own point of view of someone, but not pure fact. So guess me right. So identify each sentence below and tell whether if it's argumentative, persuasive, informative. So you will just write if it is argumentative, persuasive, informative. So a while ago we discussed it. What are the differences between the 3? So you will just identify if it's argumentative, persuasive, or informative. Then look up, demonstrative, interrogative, indefinite, relative. So you will identify all the pronouns used. If it is demonstrative, interrogative, indefinite, or relative. For example, number 1 to 5. In number 1, what is being used? What pronoun? So the first step, in each item, you will identify the pronoun or the pronoun being used in each item and identify each pronoun if it is demonstrative, interrogative, indefinite, relative. So in number 1, what is the pronoun here? Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Then after identifying the pronoun in each sentence, you will identify if it's demonstrative, interrogative, indefinite, or relative. So independent assessment 3, convince me. Create a persuasive essay. When you say persuasive, you are right about embracing the new normal. So it can be 5 sentences. It's okay as long as you expound or you will really have a good ideas about embracing the new normal. So relevance, if your ideas are related to the new normal, embracing of new normal, then you will get 5 points. Content, if your ideas are connected to one another from the start until the end, then you will get 5 points. Mechanics, if there is no error, all spellings are correct, there is margin, there is indentation, there is correct grammar, then you will get 5 points. And for what I have learned, you will complete these statements. Lesson that I have learned are, question I have in mind are. So based on what you have learned, and if you feel confused, then you will have your questions. Then I will answer it, or you can simply chat or message me for me to answer it directly. So what I can do, in 5 to 10 sentences, write a short essay that expresses facts and evidences about the topic, new variant of coronavirus. So when you say this one, it should be informative. No need to include opinion, but you will just research about this, the new variant coronavirus. So we have the same rubric as we have in the previous activity. So again, new variant of coronavirus, no need to add opinion, you will just search. You can read newspaper, you can have your internet, you can watch on TV. So assessment, choose the word that does not belong to the group. So in argumentative, among those four in persuasive, among those four in informative, what is not belong? So numbers 1 to 5, fact or bluff. So when we say fact, it is true. Then bluff, it is wrong. So you will read each item, each statement for you to know if it's a fact or bluff based on what we have discussed. Then letter C, argumentative. Tell whether the following titles, if it's argumentative, informative, or persuasive. So from the title itself, we can see if it's argumentative, informative, or persuasive. So for your additional activity, write an advertisement on particular product convincing the viewers to avail the product. Use separate sheet of paper for your advertisement. So you can put designs, you can show your creativity and uniqueness in making an advertisement. So when we say advertisement, you should make me believe or make me interested with your product. So you will make your own product, your own statement, so your own style, why I should buy your product. So kindly make this one because it will serve as your performance task. So that will be all for this module number 2 of 3rd quarter, and I hope you learned well. And if you have any question, you are free to message your English teacher. Again, advertisement, when you say advertisement, it is convincing other people to buy your product. What is the importance of knowing argumentative, informative, and persuasive? Because we can use these essays for us to influence others. For example, in making persuasive, to spread your own opinion, which will give benefit to other people, especially to the youth. You can make an argumentative essay to prove that there are things that should be corrected, especially which are harmful for youth. And informative, you don't need to give your opinion, but you will inform other people for them to become aware and to become protective and safe. And that's for all. I hope you learned, and keep safe and protected. Always follow the protocols given by the government because it's all for us to become safe and have a meaningful life despite pandemic. Always pray. Goodbye and